Hi everyone, back in the Mournes this week for another wild camp. This time though, for a change, I'm up in the weekend and have some company for the trip. The two of us headed to the Water Commissioner's Road and on up past the old inlet well that would have pumped water at the time to Belfast before the days of the Silent Valley Reservoir. The track weaves its way north through some lovely wooded scenery, and as you follow the river you come across various reminders of the Water Commissioner's heritage. After a couple of kilometres though, you eventually emerge to the open hillside with views up to the creeping mountain, Slieve Lamagan. After a while we left the road behind us at the entrance to the Binion Tunnel and continued on up the river in search of a place to camp for the night. Hi guys, so we've made it to our campsite. We've parked up at the Annalong Valley the night, just beside the river, just down below Hers Castle, and you can see that in the background. Yeah, so actually made it here before dark for a change, probably because it's the weekend and not a Wednesday night. But yeah. So we've just got the tents up. I'm here with my mate Stephen this week. So say hello Stephen. So yeah, gonna get the transy out again this week. I loved the transy cooking last week so much. We're gonna do it again. So yeah, we'll get it out here and then we'll come back to you in a minute. So alright, bye guys. Back in the tent. I've got the transy set up here, so going to start cooking dinner. This week I'm trying something a bit different. It's actually inspired by Miriam Kennedy. She's got a great YouTube channel, some fantastic drone footage of mountains around Ireland. Absolutely brilliant. What I'll do, I'll try and put a link to her channel up there somewhere. But anyway, yes. So on one of her last videos, she was cooking something stir fry with some sauce, which I wasn't sure what it was, but it's apparently peanut ryu. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I managed to get some, and so we're going to try this with chicken and stir fry vegetables and some of this ryu sauce. So right, let's get cracking on. See how we get on. So first thing we're going to do is, like last week, get the chicken on. I've got oil in the pan there already, so just throw this in. You hear that sizzling away. The wind's picking up. So what I've done there, I've just put a few noodles in as well, just to bulk it out a bit. I think we're near out the top of the pan now, but sure, I'll maybe have to split this with Stephen, depends how hungry I am. So we're going to put in the peanut ryu now. I have no idea how much of this I need, but we're just going to wing it here. I think we'll put in a couple of we'll put in 3 spoons, I think. See how that goes. I think we'll just buck a bit more in. Buck it all in. Well, that's us. That's it cooked. Let's see if we can show you this. It looks tasty. Whoa. There goes the spoon. Here goes the taste test. Oh, that's good. I think everything you cook up a mountain tastes good, doesn't it? Yeah. I'll get another couple of spoons in here just to make sure. That peanut sauce gives it a wee unique flavour. First class. Okay guys, use up. I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner, and I'll see you after. Bye guys. Hi guys. Well, it's what time is it? It's 9:15. I've just climbed into bed after having that lovely meal. So thanks again, Miriam, for that recommendation. I really enjoyed that. It actually, for some strange reason, it got nicer the further I got down to the bottom of the pan. So yeah, it was really nice. So where are we? We're in Along Valley. We've come up to there's a wee spot along the river there. I'll maybe show you it on the map. Nice wee spot for camping. It's another windy night actually too. We knew it was going to be windy. We'd seen the forecast for strong gales, but what we've done with this wee spot we're in is nice and sheltered. It's out of the way. Get the odd wee gust coming in now and again, but it's nothing compared to those past couple of nights I've been out. Yeah, so this is a change. You can see the tent's not even shaking at the minute, which is great. Yeah, so what's the plan? The plan was, the original plan actually was to camp up at the Blue Loch. I enjoyed camping at Loch Shanna the other week, and I thought it would be nice to get another wee loch to camp beside, but with the forecast tonight, it's just, there's no way we could have camped up there. The tents would probably get blown away. So that's why we've come down to the Along River here. So I think what we'll do tomorrow, we'll head up to Percy Bysshe at the Binion Loch. We're going to investigate the Smugglers Cave, have a wee look in there, and then we'll maybe do a tour around the valley here. I think possibly head over to Hare's Castle and over towards Rocky and Long Siphon and back down to the car. So yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully the rest of the night will be uneventful and I'll not be getting up at 1:30, 3:30 and reporting in like I have been. So fingers crossed. Right, that'll do me. Gonna get a book out here and have a wee read and hopefully fall asleep. Okay guys, see you all in the morning. Morning everyone. Well, what a night that was. I know we went to bed last night saying it wasn't going to be windy, but yeah, I think I did sleep, but every hour, like on the hour, I woke up with the side of the tent whacking me in the face. But anyway, we got through the night. It wasn't too bad. It could have been a lot worse. At least it wasn't raining. Yeah, no, I've just come up here see if I can see any of the sunset or sunset. I haven't woke up yet. Sunrise, maybe. Yeah, the sun's just creeping up over the side of Long Siphon over there. You can't really see it yet. I'll see if I can turn around, see if I can pick it up. There. So yeah. So I think we said last night we're going to go to Percy today, but we'll get the breakfast first. The transy's bubbling away down there. We'll get the porridge on and get something warm. With breakfast behind us and our tents packed away, we grabbed our gear and started our small journey over to the Percy Bysshe cave. We're at Percy Bysshe cave. So what we're going to do, we're going to go inside and I'm not going to go all the way down. Well, there's plenty of other videos. In fact, Stephen Reed does a great video where he goes all the way down to the back of the cave. What I'm going to do, we'll go inside, and I've done a bit of research with a bit of history about the cave and how it was used in the past, and so we'll do that when we get inside. So see you in there.
The smuggler's pad. When my granda's granda was young and single, them were the days of the smuggler's pad. The panniered ponies stamping the shingle, each of them led by a mountainy lad. For the schooner had duked the preventive cutter, she's landing her cargo at the dead of night. Runlets full of what's better not butter, bales of silk for the women's delight. Stow them away on the ponies' backs, and off up the hills by the mountain tracks. The journey's far and the travelling slow, to the cave that only the smugglers know. So, hopefully I give you a wee feel for where we are. That was a wee poem. It was written by Richard Rowley. Actually, his name, that was his pen name. His real name was Richard Williams, and he lived in Newcastle and published that poem in 1940. So yeah, we're in what I would call maybe the middle part of the cave, and probably where we would, the smugglers would have kept their contraband. It's not very big. In fact, you can't stand up, and you couldn't swing a cat in the place. Yeah, I'll shine the torch around. I'll put a few candles around just to make it a bit more atmospheric. But yeah, it's still not very bright. What I'll do, I'll shine the torch around. You can get a good look of what it's actually like. But yeah, these walls have probably seen some stories. Back in the 1800s, this would have been a well-guarded secret as cave, and used for hiding the contraband. So I've actually got a story that I picked up. So this story is about a family that lived in the area, the McNeelys, and the Battle of Kilkeel. The McNeelys lived on a hill farm at Moneydara. They were a family of 6 brothers, all big, strong, fearless men, who owned a boat called the Mary Stuart, in which they smuggled brandy, wine, silk, tobacco, and anything else that they could turn an illicit penny. The story of the Battle of Kilkeel began on a winter's night with a strong gale blowing and a full moon. The lookout man, Johnny Savage, was standing on the bank head awaiting the arrival of the Mary Stuart when he heard a signal whistle from a man called Davy, one of the McNeely's servants. The news he brought was grim. The Mary Stuart had been on her way down the bar of Carlingford when she was sighted by the coastguards. Davy had been in Newry and heard that the soldiers based there had orders to ride down along to seize the cargo. The contraband was due to be offloaded at a rocky stretch of coast called Danes Bridge in about 3 hours' time at high tide. The weather was too rough to launch a skiff to warn the Mary Stuart, so Johnny Savage ran to tell the McNeelys their plans to land the cargo had been found out and that the military were on their way from Newry to get it. Henry McNeely, the eldest of the family, told Savage to get help to land the cargo and bring it to the secret cave in the mountains, while he and his brothers would ride to Kilkeel and create a diversion to delay the soldiers. They galloped their horses along the coast road until they reached the bridge at Kilkeel, while the youngest brother held the horses and the other 5 made their way from house to house, breaking open doors, shouting and bringing people out into the street. The troop of soldiers arrived into the scene of pandemonium. The town was in an uproar, and in the dark the soldiers were unable to use their guns or swords and resorted to hand fighting with the crowd. In the meantime, the McNeely brothers took their stand on the bridge and fought to prevent the soldiers passing. The soldiers were no match for the strong McNeelys, but one of them managed to strike Henry a fierce blow and knocked him senseless. The other brothers realised that they had to get the wounded man away, otherwise they would all be identified, and that meant hanging or transportation for life. They carried the wounded man back to the horses and galloped at full speed to the mountains. As daylight broke, they led their horses through the mountains until they came to the Blue Loch. They climbed the mountain till they came to an opening in the rocks. This was the cave that Savage and his men had brought the smuggled cargo to on donkeys' backs. The wounded man was carried in and laid down among the brandy. Some of the men stayed in the cave for a day or two until Henry was strong enough to go home. Then, when things quieted down, the smuggled goods were taken out and carried on donkeys' backs along the smugglers' path through the mountains and onwards to Hilltown. So there you go. That's one of the stories of the cave at Percy Bysshe. I'm sure there's plenty more untold stories that only these walls will ever know. But I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed doing the research. Yeah, it was really interesting. So I think we'll go on here and have a explore around and see if I can see anything else.
So guys, we've just come down from Percy Bysshe. Interesting wee cave, isn't it? So what we're going to do now, we're going to head over to Her's Castle for a wee nosy about there. So that's Her's Castle there. So yeah, we'll carry on up this wee quarry track here and chat to you soon. So here, that's us over at Her's Castle now. Yeah, I forgot to mention when we were over at the cave, the Smugglers' Cave there, Percy Bysshe, where the name comes from. So it refers to an old poet from the late 1800s, a guy called Percy Bysshe Shelley. He was, well, we don't know if he actually visited here or not. He did come to Ireland at one point, to Dublin, and there was a rumour that his boat got blown off on the journey over and maybe landed in County Down. But that's just speculation. So we'll probably never know where the name Percy Bysshe originated. I did find another website that referred to it as Scotch Rock, but I can't find a reference to it anywhere else. So maybe that was the original name that the locals knew it by, and somebody else maybe somebody in the Ordnance Survey has named it Percy Bysshe, but who knows? It'll remain a mystery for, I'm sure, a long time. But anyway, we're going to stop here for a quick bite to eat, and then we're going to head on down the track here around the Rocky Mountain, around the side of it, and back down towards the car. So we'll chat to you later. Right guys, that's us. We're nearly back to the car. So it's been a great wee weekend. It was great to have Stephen along for the company as well. Really enjoyed the cooking and all last night, even though it was a bit windy. I hope you guys enjoyed the bit about the cave. We've done a wee bit of research and that, so hopefully it was a bit interesting. So yeah, that's us. We'll leave it for now, and we'll see you in the next one.